Low G.
Yeah, sorry.
Can you tell me something kind of thing? We're probably cooling off now, G.
All new episode. Okay, all right, episode. Run and tell that podcast. How's y'all week?
Hey, it's it's a JP my week. I was kind of burned out this week, tired, but I am glad to be back in the number with the boys.
Yes, sir. Um, my week is just like y'all ever seen them hot for now sign at Krispy Kreme donuts?
Yeah.
Well, that's how my week was.
Yeah.
Sometimes it could be hot, sometimes it could be now,
Hmm.
and sometimes it could be still,
Yeah.
and sometimes it could be deal.
Yeah.
That's how my week is.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you guys? Y'all had a good week? A good week?
Yeah, mine's pretty good. I can't complain.
Awesome. Awesome.
Same here.
Yes, sir.
All right. Topic is what type of woman do guys look for when settling down versus that's tonight's topic. Tonight's topic.
Oh, you went out.
I didn't hear you. What you say?
I said you had went out.
We missed that. We
Because
missed the topic of tonight. You faded out on us, Gigolo, while you was mentioning
yeah,
what the topic was gonna be.
we might have to close out because mine. I can feel like mine. Can y'all hear me?
Right.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Topic is what type of woman do you look for when settling down versus just sleeping with them? That's a nice topic.
It's a good topic with some easy answer. Yes, good
So
topic.
who who wants to go first?
Well, I I'm probably an expert in this area, and
Yeah.
that's not to exaggerate.
Yes, sir.
But men haven't changed much when we look at what we look for in a woman. You know, times have changed, and
Mm,
feminism has changed
mm.
women. They say they're strong and independent and don't need no man here in the United States. That's what they say. They're strong and independent. Hey, they don't need them, but they want one, is what they say. But you'll never hear us men say we don't need a woman.
But
That's just not in
yeah,
our nature. Go ahead, G.
and you know what's so sad about it? I think that men has. I know back in not too long ago, they were saying like Chicago, Charlotte,
Atlanta.
Atlanta,
Yeah.
saying that ladies, you got more single women or single ladies in these states. Like you go to a club, you got 5 to 1 or
Yeah.
10 to 1,
Yeah.
and all this stuff like that. And more ladies wanted to worry about their career. But don't y'all know that we have like some of the most, and guys too, and I gotta say it right. Once you get to a certain status in life, you
Mm-hmm.
start changing who you are,
Yes.
and you don't never supposed to change who you are. You
Yes.
take away from you take the principle out of the picture, and you start changing yourself, and then all of a sudden you don't have nobody because all of a sudden you're worrying about your career. All of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden you're worrying about what kind of car, what kind of house, don't you know that all this stuff is materialistic?
Yes. And what we got among us all being black is that the black woman thinks that we have an issue with them getting education.
And that's
The
and
black
yep, I
the,
agree.
and the
But
black man does not have an issue with the black woman. He's proud to see the black woman doing well,
that's right.
getting the
I
education, making
love
that
seeing,
money.
man.
But what happens is that in a majority of
Hope
the cases, they get the education and they get the money, and then they begin to disrespect that man, or they begin to think that they're better than him, and that's where all the issues
let me
come from.
let me
And they
say
begin
this.
to belittle him or emasculate him, and now we got issues.
Let me say this, and this is very, very the truth. What I'm about to say. Um, if you went to school with somebody, you went to high school with them, y'all went to college, and then all of a sudden you hadn't seen a person in like 10 years, and all of a sudden you see them and they start like, hey, how are you? They start talking different.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
You
Uh-huh.
would never ever used to talk that
Uh-huh.
way. Well,
Yeah.
the reason why they talk that way
Yeah.
is because the environment that
Yes,
they've been keeping,
exactly.
people in their environment that
Yes,
they were keeping. You know what I mean?
yes. You
But
change.
yeah, you
So
change with your environment.
exactly. So but going back to the question, what do men? I can tell you what men haven't changed in their desires for a woman. A man, most men here in the America, United States of America, want a woman that's friendly, feminine.
Man, how
And,
about a man?
hmm,
What do you think a woman wants from a man, though?
hey, hell, they want everything.
Oh shoot!
They, they
Mm,
everything,
wow.
everything. That's the answer to that.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, yeah. Hey, that's the easy answer. But when they get everything, it still won't be enough.
Oh, we got a message though. Oh, we got two.
Got a couple of them.
Good evening, G Man, Ro, and Gerard. Hope you three are well. Shout out to your listeners. What type of woman do guys look for when settling down versus just sleeping with? This is a very good question. I'm listening.
Got one from Amari.
So I was just having this discussion yesterday in the car. What type of woman do guys look for? And I started to think, y'all like fucking mean girls. That's
Oh,
why I'm not gonna be as nice all the time. Men like mean girls. Ladies, stop being a nice girl. Be mean sometimes.
So
Amari, you
no,
give me.
we got one more, right quick.
For the record, I don't know why my audio messages lately have been sounding like I'm in a submarine back in like the early 1900s when Morse code was active. So please forgive my audio. Every message I send, unfortunately, will sound like I'm speaking out of a jar. Okay.
You you got to be old school knowing the more talk about Morse code and
Yeah,
submarines now. But Amari,
Oh,
back
that's
to
funny.
you. Amari, you be mean to you can't men do not want don't listen to this foolish information out here. If I was a single man, a woman is not gonna be mean to me. I would dump her in 5 minutes if she think I'm gonna put up with that crap. Men
Oh
do not
wow.
want men do not want mean women. Men want women that are fit, friendly, and and feminine.
that's right. And
Not
feminine.
masculine, not acting like men. I'm not coming home to another dude.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
So
Mm,
no, don't listen
mm,
to that
mm,
crap.
mm.
That's what they're telling out here. Be mean, and most black men will cut you a loose quick.
That's right, brother.
Yeah,
Well,
They
JP,
they got
what if it's not being mean, but she know what she wants
nothing wrong with
and
that.
she don't mind saying it, but it may come off a little aggressive. So
Hey,
what
yeah,
about that then?
Yeah.
I'm with you. They got a right to, their
Yeah.
standards. Women standards are higher than men. Y'all tell me if you agree or disagree with me. Men date down,
Hmm.
women date up. So women are always, it's called hypergamy. Women are always looking for something better. Men, we can be making $1 million and we find a woman at McDonald's working at flipping burgers and we like her, we would date her. Uh, but that's just hypergamy. So everybody's got standards, but they'll say that men's standards are high, but no, women have very high standards. Hey, I'm 5'7". Most women want men that are over 6 feet tall.
hmm
They want him to make over six figures. Would y'all agree
There
with
we
me?
go.
And they
There we
also want
go.
him to have
Yeah.
six pack, and they say all
Oh,
these six in at least 6 inches.
no woman wants 6 inches no more.
Oh, she don't want 6 inches.
nobody. I don't think no woman wants 6 inches.
Well,
I
all right,
don't
so
think they want that.
They want 7.5 to 8 to eight,
well,
9. They don't want 6 inches
well, they
because you got to remember now, six
Yeah.
inches is it's the size of a dildo.
okay. I ain't talking about that, G.
Shit.
What you doing? The size of a
Because
dildo.
we talked about it. We talked about it like a couple. Matter of fact, like 20 shows ago
Mhm.
or more.
Yeah.
So, so,
Yeah.
so, my brother.
Oh, she
So
got
we're
six
looking for.
messages.
Okay,
Oh,
let's
go
Mm-hmm.
get.
ahead. Go ahead.
Hmm.
All right. Got one, Coco.
Hey, shout out to the panel. I feel like when men say women want everything, it's because they think that giving the bare minimum is okay. Because I've, been in the dating world a minute, and now I'm in a relationship, but it's it's just so interesting when you start like I've dated guys briefly because they weren't giving me what I needed. But I've dated guys where they would tell me I just am new, like we only been dating like a week or two, and they go, well, I used to give my ex girlfriend flowers and take her this thing and buy her gifts and stuff, but I don't do that anymore. And I'm like, well, what the fuck did I do wrong? And I just met you and I'm being nice and kind and all the things. And now I get the crap treatment because now you don't feel like doing that anymore. I'm gonna continue next. And sometimes it really can be as simple as being consistent. Like for me, that's like a
Yeah,
top thing is
that's
being
right.
consistent. And
That's
when I
right.
say being consistent, I mean consistent communication, consistently actually making time for each other, just like not shifting or changing or whatnot. And a lot of men don't even have that as a base level. So I mean, it's kind of like one of those things where, I mean, if you don't want to like put the effort into the relationship, then, by all means, stay single. But I mean, relationships are work and
That's
every
right.
woman's different. And, a lot of women don't want the bare minimum.
And look, before you play that message, I got something to say. So I mean, like
Hmm.
like 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 right quick, what happened to some of the most successful groups in R&B? What they sing a song, right? They sing a nice song, got the perfect album, the best album that you will ever hear. And guess what? They broke up.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. That's how it is. You know what I mean? Look, they don't be they consistent to get there, but they be inconsistent on their way out the door. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
So you can go ahead and play that message, brother. Hey.
All right.
In my experience, in the courtship world, because in Islam there is no such thing as dating. In the
You don't date?
courtship world, a lot of men are looking for specifically a woman, preferably a woman, that is less educated than him.
Mm,
Yeah, this is a
wow.
very common thing with Muslim men for some
Okay.
reason. The men could be like PhD doctor level. They prefer a woman for marriage material, for settling down with, someone who is less educated than him.
Is
Y'all
that all
got
the men?
any? Some y'all
Is
want
that
to
all
say
the men?
about that?
No, you know
Yeah.
what? I agree with that. I agree with that 100% because
You agree that they?
that
It's
most
true.
men, because most men, they okay. So think about it. A doctor dating a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
How that work?
Mm-hmm.
Think about a nurse dating a truck driver.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them just about work the same amount of hours. If you
Yeah.
got a truck driver that
Yeah.
work from 10 o'clock
Mm-hmm.
to 7 o'clock in the morning, and you got the nurse, okay, so think about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
But if you think about a plumber dating a maid, he
Mm-hmm.
could punch the hole anytime he want to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You
Well,
think he float the hole
I'm
anytime he wants to?
yes.
Is
Well,
that what
hey,
you said?
He
I'm
can
going back
punch it.
to
He can punch it.
G.
He can punch
Plunge
it.
it.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh my God.
G. G Money got me messed
You
up
know.
on that. But
You know what?
Coco has some interesting point, and the last caller has some
Yeah, yeah,
interesting
yeah.
point. In the Muslim world, and I'm going back to Coco too. In the Muslim world, it's true that they do not want their women educated. Most of them want them to be traditional, stay-at-home wives that take care of the family. They don't really want them outside the house. Here in America, we're not like that. We've changed that a long time ago because of feminism, which I don't like, ladies. I don't like feminism because it's went too far. Uh, and I think women should have equal rights. Women should have a right to fair pay, same pay. But it's done went beyond that to where things have gotten out of control. Uh, and anyway, so uh, Coco was pointing out, yes, sometimes you can make all these efforts in a relationship, but the other party is not doing their part. So everybody, so what done happen, Coco, in this country of ours is because in men's eyes, the black man's eyes, the quality of the female has went down. So he's no longer making any efforts to really court females, to date them, and there's a serious wedge. And I'm almost 60 now, and I see it all the time between the man, the black man, and the black woman. See, we've allowed the government and everyone else to intervene, and we're the only ones not getting along with each other like we should as a race of people.
That
That's why. Go ahead.
no, well said. Well said. You're right.
That's why you have so many households with single parent households, and all these, not talking about baby moms, because it took a dad to make them too. It shouldn't be women trying to raise kids by themselves or men trying to raise kids. And when we come up, most of us guys, including G Money and the other guys, Road Dog and Gigolo, we come up at a time when things were different.
Yeah.
You had family.
Yeah. But we got 4 more to play out. My bad.
Yep.
We'll listen.
No, you good.
What you mean those? I'm a. Who was that speaking in the G-Man? Who in the back speaking before I want to be able to dress the right one.
JP.
That's JP.
Amari.
Y'all drop down quick.
JP, the guy.
You and
That's
D-Man drop
JP.
down quick, boy.
They always forget Bowler JP and Dale.
All right. We got another one for Moon.
And I have even known plenty of Muslim men in my courtship time to turn down a rich family with a girl that is offered to him for marriage who has a PhD or is an MD, just because she is equally or more educated than him. Yeah, they want the girl that is not as educated as him. I'm not exactly sure why. My guess, maybe because she'll challenge him less, you know?
Yeah.
She'll be more amicable, more submissive, maybe more pliable to obey him, versus a woman that's highly educated would be probably more challenging, maybe more of a feministic mindset.
Yes, we agree with you. If you remember, and I remember, I was recalled into the military during the Gulf War of '91. I don't know if you remember, but literally, Taliban was in charge of Iraq, the Taliban. And at the time, they would beat a woman if she was caught outside. You got to remember, these are Muslim nations with white socks on.
Yeah.
They were very harsh on women. And in most Muslim countries, even today, women that leave home have to leave with a male escort. Now, that's control. That's just a little ridiculous. And in my mind, that's a little ridiculous. This nation is nothing like that. But they're looking at the fact that they can, as not knocking the Muslim religion, but there's nothing wrong with that. But what it is that these countries got their own traditions, and that's their way of really keeping that woman submissive. Submission is very important, and the American man want a woman that's submissive. Don't let no one fool you. We would like wives and girlfriends that are submissive, and we're doing our part. But most say that most equate submission to slavery, which there's quite a big difference. A man's job is to provide and protect, and also to be a one that also is an instructor to his family.
Yeah.
In the ways of religion and wisdom. So he's very important, but that woman has her role also. And a lot of times, if a person's not submissive, as far as she won't follow that leadership of a man. So that's why these Muslim nations are so strict on that, I think.
All right.
We back up to 6 again.
Okay.
Y'all don't have high standards. Okay, let's not get that. You don't have high standards if you're looking for someone You ain't got high standards. I mean, that's just understand. I'm gonna be mean today. I'm not being nice today, so I'm about to be real mean.
All right, got Coco next.
And I think at the end of the day, you just have to find a woman that likes you for you. Yeah, there are women that have a lot of parameters. Um, you mentioned six figures. Well, nowadays, I always hear men go, I want a submissive woman, yada, 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 yada. I want a traditional woman. But in order, like a traditional woman's going to expect you to be the breadwinner. And nowadays, you just have to make six figures to be able to take on being the breadwinner. So I can understand to some extent. And then if you have women that are like educated and maybe making six figures, then they're just wanting a man that makes, close to what they're making. I
And
mean, I don't know if this is probably a whole nother topic, but to your point about, I strongly believe that um, the black community in general, we talk about, wanting to have, black homes and all this stuff. But unfortunately, as a community, I think we drive this most wedge between the women and the men. And that's why we're not coming together. It's not even other people or society, it's us. Like the amount of times I listen to some podcasts with just black men. And I'm not saying all black men. I have a wonderful black man I'm dating, but I see, podcasts where they talk, down to about black women and this, and that, and the other. And the reality is, I'm going to continue next. But the reality is, because you mentioned about six figures, women in general are getting married later in life. So therefore, that's kind of the reason why there are so many black women that have, degrees in certain careers, because we can't, like, what are we supposed to do? Live at home until, our Prince Charming comes along or whoever? No, because a lot of us aren't getting married even until our late 30s, even 40s, sometimes even 50s. And so women have careers. And on average, statistically, I believe black women, they make a lot more in some cases than black men. And, but I also know, I mean, I'm a woman and I have women friends. I don't really think it's a matter of necessarily needing the man to make so much more or even necessarily the same amount. I'm going to continue next.
is it all the matrix?
Even the same amount, but sometimes it's how you move. And sometimes it's not really the women that are making the issue, it's really the men. I've heard, sometimes men are intimidated when women make more money. And when you put such a strong sorry, I'm having a brain fart, but when you put such a strong need on being the breadwinner and being macho chismo and all that jazz, then I could understand where a woman's like, well, then he needs to make more money. But there's other ways when you start breaking down and eliminating certain gender roles and whatnot, and not feeling emasculated when a woman is making more than you, then I feel like you can take care of that woman in other ways than it being simply financially, and can still be considered the head of household without it being about money.
Okay.
I got,
Before
I got,
we got two from Moon, but if y'all want to address the
yeah,
Coco's
we
comments, you
definitely want
can.
to address both of them, Coco and Amari. Amari, you talking about being mean? I don't care. I'll be mean too. Hey, we'll be mean to each other, baby. And I think I can be a lot meaner. And so, uh, uh, but as I've said, the black man does not want a mean woman. Hey, G Money, you want a mean black woman?
Nope, because guess what?
What?
If I wake up in the morning and say, "Can you please fix me some breakfast?" She's like, "No."
Uh, 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 Gigolo, Gigolo, Gerard.
That is
You
not my
know who you
name, but
are.
okay. Yes.
You know who you are.
Yes.
do
Yes.
you want a mate, Gerard? Now I know you unique, but
He said unique.
you unique among the boys. But do you want
Yeah.
a mean woman? See,
It
I
all
shouldn't even
depends.
ask.
How mean is she?
I shouldn't even ask
How
you.
mean is she? What
I
you
said,
mean that?
bro, no. I said, we
What
ain't talking
what
about
she
in
mean
the
that? Is she
bedroom.
mean? Is she mean? Oh, no, no,
we talking
no.
about out the
Uh-uh.
bedroom.
Oh, okay. No,
Road
uh-uh.
dog, road dog. Do you
Yeah.
want a mean black woman? Would you put up with a mean
Mean
black
no.
woman? Okay.
Mean
And now
mean
see,
no,
that's
but
hold
somebody
on.
that know what they want, somebody that know what
Yeah,
they want,
nothing
that
wrong
can
with that. So
communicate. Yeah, then I'm cool
Exactly.
with the communication. It's not
Yeah.
what you say, it's how you say it.
It's how
you
you
got it.
say it. Exactly.
You
So
got
Yeah.
it, bro.
I was just thinking about this just now, and please nobody take this to offense. So that's why the the black or the black man or the black woman go to the other race because
No,
the other one being mean.
no, I don't think so, G. Yes, when you look
I'm
at
just asking because
you got
I mean
you got well, that's the answer to Amari's question. The black man does not want and most will not tolerate a mean black woman, regardless of all these stupid YouTube
so that's
videos
why they
out
go
here
that's why they
saying
go
that
that's why they go I mean to the
no, that the black woman is least likely to date outside of her race. It's the black man that mostly dates outside of his race,
mm,
and he dates outside of his race because he feel like the black woman is incooperative, combative, mean, uh, disrespectful. She's
is that a part of being mean though, being disrespectful?
disrespectful,
So
and
that's
that's
what
the way he feels. And
so
that's
so what I mean, and right quick
we speaking in general.
and right quick
We're
'cause
black men.
I know we're on time crunch, but right quick. So do y'all think that's why most of the celebrities and the professional athlete goes to the other race?
They they
It
said
could
that's
and it could be like white man going to the black man. I mean black woman or whatever.
they
I mean
believe that.
so what because sometimes like when you do certain stuff like being mean and all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff like that, it really affects you because
Uh-huh.
nobody want to talk to a mean person.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
no.
So, but that's all I had to ask
So
because I know we gotta go
okay.
get a
Hey,
message, but
and fellas, we did have okay. Coco also talked also again. Coco was saying that yes, we now it's to the point that we're our own worst enemies among the black race. We're not getting along, and it's our own fault. But it started out with the government, fellas. Y'all remember back in the day when we was young, if a woman was receiving some type of welfare, the black man wasn't allowed to be in the home. Do y'all remember?
Yeah.
I'm not
Road
that
dog.
old.
Where I
I'm
am,
not that
I
old. I don't
remember.
remember.
I am, but a black male was not allowed to be in that home that was of letting he was her child, and so that's how it originally started. And you old school, even though you ain't that old, Gigolo. And so,
I
but
know what you
now,
mean, sir.
yes, sir. But now we have, as a race, we've turned on each other. Road dog, help me out, road dog. I can't do that with your
Hmm.
brother.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like that. I mean, you got no seriously, no jokes. It's, I mean, you're right because it was like that at Carolina Court.
Yeah,
Carolina Court, you couldn't have a man in the in the apartment over there.
yes, sir. That was,
Hmm.
would you agree, my brother? That was the government's way of separating the black
Yeah.
race. Yeah, would you,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
road
it
dog,
was.
Gerard?
Yeah,
Yes,
it
It
sir.
was.
was.
And
I remember
and
watching a
now
Yeah, it
it has
was.
documentary on
I
it.
worked.
agree.
Yeah, now it had worked to the point where you, ladies, I want you to hear this. You won't hardly hear no other race of women say they don't need a man outside the black woman. And the black man takes that to heart. He needs this black woman. He loves his black queen. And so it hurts the black man when a black woman say, I don't need a man. Because he wants to be needed. He wants to be important to her. And so what then happen is that so the black man has given up, say, since they don't need me, I guess I'll go on by my business, and that's where we're at now in society. That's why the single parent home rate is done skyrocket, and they're saying that with by 2030, I think 50% of the population here in the United States gonna be single households. You know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead and play it out, J. Rock.
Yes. J
All
Rod.
right.
You heard what he calls it? J Rod.
Yeah, it's better than Gigolo.
Well, I'll stop telling the women that, what you really are.
I'm
I'll
not.
stop telling them. If you want me to, I'll leave that. I'll leave your other title alone.
What of the
You are,
title?
you
What
are
of the
what
title?
you are. You are what you are.
Wow.
I call you J Rod instead of Ramrod.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, that don't sound good at all. I'm gonna go ahead and play Moon's message.
All right, my brother.
G-Man, I have a question. Did you personally witness the beating of these women allegedly? Because I can tell you this, that Islam does not condone beating a woman in any circumstance. And women are generally treated like queens in Islam. So, and I can speak for it myself because I am Muslim. So, a lot of the time, unfortunately, when a Muslim woman gets abused, it is a cultural practice. It is not the religion itself. I can definitely confirm that it is oftentimes a cultural practice enmeshed, unfortunately, with religious teaching. But Islam itself does not condone this behavior.
And that was Coco, right?
Okay. No, that was Moon. Um,
Okay,
I'm gonna skip and then go back
okay.
because Amari left. Amari left two messages and I think she felt a way about what was said.
Oh,
I love y'all talk, but I don't know, man. I might have to step out of this room today. But yeah, this conversation is, yeah, not my style. But we'll see. We'll see.
Hold
Mari,
on, bro.
we
You'll
didn't.
play Amari's. Bro, you'll play Amari's second message and won't let me play her second message.
All right.
Please stop
So
spreading that. Please just stop. I'm gonna have to head out. Next time y'all have something good, like more fun and light, and not just singling it out. Black ladies, and if haven't you noticed, we are majority of your audience. Hit me up. But I'm about to be out. Y'all have a good one. I'll talk to y'all later.
Fellas,
I'm
any,
gonna bounce it
any,
back to
any
Moon.
okay.
Huh?
I
What
was
you was
gonna
gonna
say
say?
any thought. I was gonna ask any thoughts on Amari. You know, Amari. My granddaughter name is Amari, but spelled a little different. Any thoughts on that? And I was probably one of the main ones that was stressing the importance of the fact that the black man does not want mean women, and it's just a fact. And we're not gonna be mean to our women. Uh, doing to others as you would have them do unto you.
That's right.
That's the golden rule. And so, but any thoughts on that, fella?
Um,
Any
nah.
road dog?
I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Yes,
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
yes.
Um, you know, being part of this podcast, we all don't agree on the same things.
You
That
got that
we're
right,
not gonna
brother.
all agree.
Yes,
Everybody's gonna have their own personal beliefs.
yes,
But I mean, I'm not gonna say what you said was wrong because it's not wrong. It's your opinion, and you asked a
yes.
question. No, none of us wants a mean woman. Like no woman
No,
wants a
sir.
mean man. So it's
Exactly.
like I guess whenever the thing about it is when we say the things that we say on here, we also don't we can't point the gun just at the woman because just like no woman wants a mean man either.
Exactly,
I
brother.
think that you know what I'm saying. So it's like we can't be on just stay on one side of the fence.
Yes.
We gotta
And you
we gotta be objective. We have to be
Yes.
objective as far as like where you have men that there are some men that do have high standards. There are
Uh-huh.
men that will not date a certain level of women. But
That's right.
there are, like you said, there are other men that they don't really, you know what I'm saying? They don't really look at what your background is. So it
That's
all,
right,
like I said, it
brother.
all depends. So it's just one of them things where we have to find a happy medium in between the two,
Yes.
where we won't look like what's his name, the dude that was doing he was doing his podcast show or whatever, the one that passed away, that black dude that was like
Yeah, Kevin
he
Samuels.
was
Kevin.
Kevin Seven.
Yeah.
We don't want to fall into that
No,
category either. So that's what I'm saying.
we
We gotta
not going
like,
to.
if
I
for everything that we might say about women, that there is
It applies to
also
men
that
too, don't
same
it, brother?
thing that women go through with men.
Yes.
So that's all I'm saying.
I
But everybody is entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah. And Gerard,
yeah,
we
I would
well
say
said.
yeah, I just wanted to add that for this topic that was passed, to me, it wasn't this wasn't one of those topics where she wanted to know about the female side. She strictly
Mm-hmm.
wanted
That's true.
only the men's side. So when she
Yes.
said, "Hey,
That's true.
can y'all do this a topic I would like for y'all to talk about?" and she only wanted to know about the men. So
Yes.
if she could have been on, it wasn't going to be anything about the female side
Yes.
anyway. It's not to be, not to sound away, but it's just like that's just what was when I received it. It was only I just want to know about what guys think,
That's
but
right.
y'all, it's only for the men. So this was one of those topics
Yes.
that it was strictly for only the man side. So it
Yes.
won't be a balance to it because that's not what she
Yeah.
was asking for us to give. So
And
maybe
that's
that
what
should
I
have been
Yep.
said in the beginning. I
I
probably
understand
should have
that.
yeah.
said that in the
I
beginning. You know,
I understand that too. I understand that too because you're right. It was based off of what men
Yeah.
look for in a woman, as far as
Yes.
that. But
Yeah.
everything doesn't have to be negative. Like, you know what
That's
I'm
right
saying?
now, brother.
Let's also talk about the positive aspects of
Oh
what you're
yeah.
looking for in a woman. And let's not
Yeah.
always look for the negative that we see that we think women are looking for. As far as the things that we try to stay away from. You can talk about that, but you also talk about the positive.
Yeah.
Because when
You're
you
right.
think about it, if the listening base is full of women, you know what I'm saying? If it's five women in the room, one person is gonna probably feel away.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
But I'm not
I
saying
mean,
I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not
that's
I'm not
just. I
saying
mean,
I'm
it's
not
what
saying
it
cater.
is.
I'm not saying cater
Oh
to
no,
that
but
person, but let's also we can also balance. Okay, so some women are looking for men that want the 3 6s or whatever, the six
Six
figures,
pack,
6 inches, six
6 feet
pack.
tall.
And then
Yes.
you have the other women that aren't looking for that. And the reason why I say that is
yeah, but
because
we
I
not.
was
But
in
we
the
not talking
I
about
was
the
in the
women
dating
though.
scene. I know.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
the thing
saying
about it
though.
is, this topic
No,
wasn't for the women though. I mean, for this specific
I
one, it's
understand that.
only for the. Yeah, so that's what I mean. So when you think about, so when you say about the six figures, so when JP said about the six figures, six pack, whatever. Okay, as a guy, when you actually think about what's being when you say that, you giving off that particular woman. That's the lady that yeah, if she gonna give you some, you'll knock it down, but you're not gonna wife her up though, because
That's
you
right, my
already know
brother.
what it is. So
Yes.
it's telling you without it's saying it without saying it. That's not
Yeah.
what some guys look for. You got other guys, just like what Moon was saying about the education. You're gonna have some guys that'll be like, you know what, you are equally or smarter than me. I feel like I can't dominate you in a conversation. So you
Uh-huh.
know what? I'll sleep with you, but I won't marry you.
Yeah.
That's when I'll take the other lady that's a little bit more. I don't want to say. Let's say my
Submissive, bro.
IQ is higher than hers, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll marry her instead. So it's like
Yeah.
you still getting that balance of seeing what certain guys gonna want and what they don't want. So you still get that balance because that's what the for tonight's topic was strictly about the guys. Now I agree with you overall when we be talking, yes. But for tonight's topic, that's not what she wanted as a lady, as a woman who wanted us to talk about it. That's not what she wanted. She didn't want anything to do with what a woman want with a dude. She only wanted to know what does guys, what, as men, what do we think?
Yes,
You know.
yes.
So
I,
you know,
And like I said, I understand, and I understand that. But like I said, you can bring those things up. I mean, like I said, you bring those things up because those are the things that we look for, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If we want to consider them red flags or whatever, or if we want to put that in a perspective of, okay, so she's looking for this, so all I'm trying to do is fuck or whatever. If she's not looking for this, or she does, like I said, we never even got on the point of what is the main thing, the positive thing to look for when we're looking, because we said wife, relationship, whatever, somebody sleep with. We only focused on just the negative aspect of what we're not wanting, as far as like, so by this episode right now as we stand, we've only talked about the people that we would just fuck, not the
yeah.
person that
What
we would marry so much. You know what I'm saying? So
and
let's speak on the positive things that we're looking for as
and
far as
Gerard,
the marriage part.
yes, you got very good points, bro. And you remember what I told you, Gerard? A man want a woman that's friendly, feminine, fit. I love a sweet woman. My wife is a sweet woman. That's my baby. Uh, our 20, we celebrate. We've been together almost 40 years. Celebrated our 24th anniversary. Of course, I was trying to be a player like you, Gerard. So I was with her about 14 years before I married her. Uh, but that's my baby. That's another story on. But so you're right. There's in in Georgia. I don't think we could have. Me and G could have explained it any better than what you two have said. Do you agree, G? Y'all have really text that there's positive aspects. Uh, and we want to be respected, and we want to respect them. So yes. So and Ro, and that's where I was at with you, Road Dog. I was just letting them know I was focused on just us men, and I was letting Amari know that no, we don't want, because there's a lot of YouTube videos out there, y'all. Now where women are saying be mean to men. Men, most men do not want a mean woman, and we know that to be true. Except as Gerard said, we don't mind a bit mean in bed. You know, we want us a tiger in bed.
That's not what I said. I was not speaking for the group. What I said, I asked a question. What I said was, which mean are you talking about? Are you talking about mean in general or mean in the bedroom? That's what I said. I did not
You're
say
right,
that's what I
Gerard.
was
I
into.
apologize, bro.
I didn't say I was into that. What I said
I
was,
apologize,
yeah.
Gerard.
I just
But
wanted to
you're
know,
right.
because before I answer, I just wanted clarification of the question.
You're right, Gerard. I apologize. Hey, Gerard, and I
oh
want
shoot.
to at least say this real quick concerning Coco and was it Coco with the Muslim belief? Muslim.
No, that was Moon.
No, no,
Moon.
Moon.
that was
See,
Moon.
Moon.
Moon is correct. I have Moon is correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Moon is correct within the Quran and the Muslim religion. No, they don't condone beating women or treating women bad. No, I have actually read not all but most of the Quran just to get a better understanding of their belief, coming from a Christian background, and she is 100% correct. So want to at least address that. But it's a cultural thing when we seen this. I seen this in '91. Yes, it was all on the news. Where a man they in these Muslim nations, but it wasn't being in obedience to the Quran. It was a cultural thing that in Iraq, a woman could not walk outside with white socks on. They forbid young ladies from going to school. Yes, sir. They burnt the school down in '91 because Americans had built one for the young ladies. They killed a lot of the students that wanted an education. This wasn't religion. This was cultural. But it wasn't the Quran or the Muslim belief. So she's right. I wanted to at least make that point. It was a cultural thing.
We need to get caught up
Okay,
on
we
our
sitting on like,
Mhm.
yeah, we like 8 down,
God
9
damn.
down.
All right.
Nah.
I think men, when they want a less educated woman, ideally for a wife, I think they are willing to screw around with a equally educated woman, if not a more educated woman, only to sleep with them, but not to marry them.
Wait, G-Man, but why do you like heavily emphasize mean black woman when I always hear when men date like Mexican women or Latina women or white women, oh, they're feisty, but you're just heavy. Is it because you only date black women and that's why you're emphasizing black women, or you just feel like we're just extra mean?
That's because JP love a Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican, Filipino, Japanese, Korean. You got it, Road Dog.
Yeah, he love him a Puerto
I don't
Rican.
know what happened. My part froze up, so I don't know what was said.
Oh,
I don't know what happened.
no, we were just saying that JP love a Puerto Rican.
I do. I do.
Oh,
Road Dog,
okay.
I did. I better
Yeah.
clarify that.
Yeah, did.
I did,
Past
Road
tense.
Dog. Mexicanos, sweet.
I'm gonna go ahead and play these out because we got like 8.
Play them out, my brother.
I think the thing about when people say I don't need a man, it's not for not a want, but I think a lot of times, like when I've seen videos, the first thing a guy tries to use to attack a woman that's single is, oh, you can't find a man. Da, 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 da. Like that's the first thing. And I think it's them, feeling like a woman needs a man to be whole. Now, it is nice to be loved and cared for and have a partner, and but at the end of the day, even as men, you need to be able to find completion in yourself and not rely completely on your partner. So your partner should really be a want, and then of course, when that person shows, when that person, shows that they truly love you and whatnot, then of course you need them because, it's hard to breathe without them because you really truly love that person. So that's different. But I can't need a random stranger. Like, I don't know you, so I can't need you, So you see what I'm saying? So you need to, like, I think women and men, we do need each other to an extent, but I always see that men like to throw it in women's faces that they're single, and that's really where then a woman will turn around and say, "Well, I don't need a man," and then men like to be like, "Well, yeah, I don't need women either." So it goes both ways, really.
All right, we got
Was that all the messages? Xerox?
no, we got no. Roll play Miss Cheesecake message. I can't play it.
What type of woman do you guys look for when settling down versus just sleeping with? What's going on, G-Man, Ro, and G46? Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the room. I'm in here listening. Okay, so I'm gonna add my little 2 cents to this situation based on the fact that y'all said that somebody came to y'all with this suggestion of a topic. So one thing I can be honest about is that when you get these questions, you have to be very cautious about this. What type of woman do guys look for when settling down versus just sleeping with? Yeah, true enough, it's about getting that internal knowledge, but at the same time, it can also be reversed as a manipulation tactic because just based on the fact that a woman is listening to you break it down on what type of woman you settle for versus one you just sleeping with, she can manipulate the game at any point in time and pretend to be that woman you're settling for when it should have just been a woman that you should have been sleeping with. And that falls hand in hand on both sides. People lie to each other. They don't keep it real no more. And I don't understand that. That's why I knock all this shit the fuck over, including them. Okay, that's why I go to therapy.
lot of men who are provider material, they understand that women need to be provided for, maintained, protected. These kind of men who actually would fulfill these women's rights, to be protected, maintained, and provided for. These particular men do not want a feministic woman. They do not want a woman that is hard to deal with, that is opinionated, loud, outspoken. They want a traditional woman. They want an old-fashioned kind of woman. They want a woman that is soft-spoken, that is has the strong ability to be obedient, submissive, not challenging. Men who have the full capability of providing, maintaining, and protecting women, especially in a marriage, they want the kind of woman that is going to give them peace. They don't want a woman that's going to make their life hard. And I would also encourage people, consider this, cultural to cultural practices. It is going to differ a little bit on the meaning of traditional. Okay, like American traditional old-fashioned is going to look very different compared to a Pakistani Indian version of old-fashioned traditional. I learned that recently, that, in some ways there's similarities between cultures when it comes to traditional, but there's also stark differences. So if you're going to be someone that is going to marry international, consider that, learn the culture of the person that you are seeking to marry potentially, and see if you can even adapt into that kind of cultural practice, especially if you are a woman.
How you doing today, G-Man, Ro, Gerald,
Yes,
Gerard,
sir.
or something like that. Sorry. But let's do that title. I don't know where y'all at. What type of woman do guys really look for
Yes,
when
sir.
it's time to settle down, when they get serious, or just versus sleeping with? Now, look, in general, not all, but most men are going to look for a woman who leans more traditionally to settle down with. Now, when it comes to fucking all these hoes,
Yes,
he
sir.
don't care what kind of woman it is, because he's not going to take her seriously. He's going to treat her like the neighborhood bicycle. Anybody can get a ride. That means he don't value or care for her, don't want to put his money and energy into her, and who cares? He'll sleep with anybody. But when it comes to settling down, he leans more to traditional woman. I approve of official Healing Moon. She is exactly right. When I heard her message on what, in general, not all, but in general, it means high percentage of men want a man exactly what she described. But see, now women will call her a pick me for saying that, even though it's true that that's what most men want. Not all, but most men. But see, then women, these modern women, gonna call those type of men who want those kind of women that Healing Moon described insecure. So we're insecure for wanting that type of woman as our preference. But women get to have any preference they want and don't want to get ridiculed. You know what I mean? It's crazy, but I agree with Healing Moon.
So here go the thing about the traditional woman and the traditional man shit. There are a lot of guys that want a traditional woman, but they ain't providing traditional man qualities. Like back in the day, yesteryear, Grandpapa and them, Grandpa paid all the bills. Grandpa was also a man that was respected. Grandpa was also a man that provided not just financially, but so many other things to the point to where that woman was completely submissive to him and only him. So we don't live in that era no more. So you got men that want the traditional woman, but ain't providing that traditional shit. And then you got women on the other hand that want a traditional man to sit up and pay all the fucking bills, but baby, you can't cook. You ain't washing no clothes, you ain't ironing the shit. You know what I'm saying? You barely
Yes,
want to
sir.
fuck the man, and the only time you want to fuck him is payday, his birthday, anniversary. Ain't nobody got time for that. People
Yes,
need to
sir.
grow the fuck up and realize who it is that they are and go after what it is that you provide, baby. Because if you ain't
That's
got it,
that.
shut your mouth.
That's right. You know what? I'm gonna say this, Miss Cheesecake. I agree 1,000. I
Yeah.
agree 1,000. I agree 1,000. So in my household, and I'm just speaking about myself, I pay all the bills because I'm the man of the household. The only thing that I ask my wife to do to take care grocery, cell phone bill, and when we need to go on trips. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And guess what I did this year? I loaded up on her. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I got so much of trips going on till it's like crazy. I
Yeah.
plan trips. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I only do. What I'm saying is that I take care of my whole household. And when I talk about insurance, all
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
I do all that stuff
Yeah.
like that. And the only reason why I do that, the only reason why I do that, because I am the man of that house. I
Mm-hmm.
need my kids that's living in that house to understand that, hey man, you see what dad's doing, you got to do the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're a
If
role
they
model.
and guess what? If they need, I got them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you think about paying bills, and the same thing with a lady, if you got a trifling
Yeah.
husband, of course you're gonna pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't. I mean, if you got two kids, one kid's for this guy that's
Yeah.
trifling,
Yeah.
you gonna make sure your household is connected.
Yeah.
What I mean by connected, you're gonna make sure all the bills done. You're gonna make sure that the kids got food.
Mm-hmm.
Connected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But for me, I can honestly say, man, you hit a home run
Yeah.
right there
Yeah.
because that's 100% right.
Yes. And while he's there, I want to go back to Ban. Ban spoke earlier, and he spoke with wisdom about the two types of women, and he was 100% correct. Also, in his assessment of how men see women, he talked about those that men would just sleep with, and those that they would marry. And I'm like, gee, man, my wife is retired. She doesn't have to pay not one bill because men, traditional men, are the providers and protectors of their family. My wife got it made. And I know it, but that's all right. Uh, she's got it made. But now, like I say, but she washed my clothes, she ironed my clothes,
No,
she
okay,
cooked.
so no, it
Yeah,
is stipulation. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about like
yeah,
when you start talking about
yeah.
that,
I expect things of her just
yeah,
like she
yeah,
expect things of me.
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But when you think about like nobody want to let the other one down in
yeah.
a marriage.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Of course, are like girlfriend and boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
So if you dating somebody and y'all live together and all this stuff like that, of course you're gonna have
I ain't lived
your,
together with no woman if I'm single.
but of course you're gonna have
Ain't it right, Road Dog?
your food. I mean, of course she's gonna press you. She's gonna cook your food.
No hell she ain't.
How you know?
No, she ain't.
You married?
Yeah. But this
So, but
generation of women can't cook, so they ain't gonna cook
how
your
you know
food.
they can't cook?
Cause I talk to them all the time. They you
I
tell
mean,
them.
but
I
you
talk with men up
but,
that told
but
me
you
that they
married
don't.
20. But you just said you
I
married 20.
talk. You
But
don't think I
but
talk to women?
I see. Let me sit back.
Hey, I talk to women. They say I don't cook. I can't cook. Don't know how to cook,
But you
and don't
but
want to cook. I don't. A lot of them don't even know how to iron clothes, G.
no, they got to iron clothes.
A lot of them don't know how to iron
Well, I
clothes.
put myself in the cleaners.
I put my wife iron mine, but a lot of women now don't know how to iron
You
clothes.
know what? You know what?
I'm telling
Okay,
you the
so
truth.
let me tell you. Somebody says I don't know who it was.
All right, fellas,
Some,
y'all listen
look,
up, cause
look.
I ain't saying nothing else.
Somebody said something tradition.
Yeah,
Somebody said tradition.
tradition. Yeah,
So you got to
man.
think about it. Now, back in the days,
Yeah,
what they did back in the days, man, we in a totally different,
we are. I don't
different.
care
So
though, G.
these think about it. These women, these
And men.
these men,
Yeah,
they don't iron clothes for one
yeah.
another.
My
They put
baby
them.
ironed my clothes.
It's true. You got a traditional
She
woman.
ironed all of my clothes. I had to stop. She ironed my work uniforms. I said, babe, I'm going to work in this. Don't iron this because I'm gonna be looking so bad in an hour. She still ironed all my clothes. Hey, and I expect it. Oh yeah, I
So,
expect it.
so if she don't iron your clothes, you get mad.
Hell yeah.
All
Oh
right,
yeah.
y'all. We
Oh
got
for
four
sure.
of them.
I expect
Let me
her to
run them
iron
right
my
quick.
clothes. But go ahead, my brother.
All right.
But here's the thing: when it comes to cheesecake message, there's a see, men are not allowed to get out of the tradition without ridicule or being shamed. Because this is why they say a real man protects and provides. Those are all back in the day, 1930, old folky stuff. But women told us get our heads out the past, men, because we're not going back. So why are men stuck in the past? Well, every time we try to come to the modern time with women, because they get to be modern, then they keep throwing us back in the past.
Yeah.
And it's to the traditional. So a woman get to be modern and traditional when she feel like it, get no ridicule, shame. She can do what she want. But a man, you're either traditional as a real man, providing protector and chivalry, or you're a bitch ass nigga. That's just the way it is. We can't come to the future or the modern time without getting ridiculed. So women, they tell us get out the past, but they keep pushing us back there because we don't provide and protect. Then we're not a real man. We're a mama's boy. So there's a contradiction going on. What's going on? So let me continue that, gentlemen. So all we ever hear from women is, please, men, get out the past. The laws have changed. We have evolved. Come up to the modern times. We're not going back to the 1930s. And we say, cool. So we wonder why women keep asking us for traditional old folky 1930s stuff like providing, protecting, and chivalry. It's like when we try to come up, y'all keep pushing our ass back. It doesn't make sense because they really want their cake and eat it too. They want to be modern when it's convenient, and they want to be traditional and pick traditional features when that's convenient. So they keep yo-yoing us back and forth according to what they want. Like, pick a struggle. Do you want to be in the modern day of 2025, or do you want all men to stay in the goddamn 1930s, in the old folky relic days, which y'all told us get our heads out. But every time we try to get our head out, we get shamed for it. Does this make sense? You know, gentlemen, I would say this. One of the biggest causes of the whatever word we want to use, the gender war, the gender battle, the gender tension, the gender disagreement, whichever one people want to use, one of the biggest reasons for this is the contradiction that men feel that women have. Women, pick a struggle. Do you want us in the future, modern times, or do you want us in the past? Well, quit picking features from the 1930s if you want us to come up to the future in the modern times. And there's a contradiction, and women keep going back and forth, going back to the past in the trash can and picking out features that was left back then, like chivalry, providing, protecting. So I think one of the biggest answers is men are confused because women don't want to pick a struggle. They keep picking something when it's equality, when it's convenience, and when it's not convenient, they want a gender roles, and they keep going back and forth. And the biggest problem of the gender war is contradiction and double standards. It don't make logical sense to men.
ban. It don't make logical sense.
Hold on, y'all. Oh, my bad. Go ahead and finish, JP. I'm sorry.
We got any more, my brother? We'll listen to him.
All right.
You catch him up.
Say that shit. Most of these women these days can't fucking cook. They wasn't in the house with grandmama and them shucking corn, snapping green beans and peas and shit. They don't know how to fry some chicken. They don't even know how to make a motherfucking sandwich and fuck up boiling water. How I know? I talk to them all the time. But yet these the same little hussies that want a man to have 6 figures, more than 8 inches of dick, and a nice body and in shape. Meanwhile, ma'am, you don't even have your shit together. You got cellulite for days, but yet you want a man's body to be in motherfucking tact. Make that make sense. And vice versa. You got some guys out here that, oh yeah, I want a traditional woman. I want a woman to submit to me. Sir, you don't pay nan bill. Only thing you doing is fucking sucking and corrupting. Sit your ass down before I make change. Have a seat. It don't make no sense. And eliminate the word dating. Because that shit ain't real either. Where's the courtship at? If you really trying to do that thing, court that woman and get married.
Yes, sir.
Cheesy.
Unfortunately, I think the people that try to say like women like me or pick me's, I mean, I think people need to learn what the original definition of pick me means, because it is not someone
Pick me.
that, is traditional and wants a traditional person or advocates for traditionalism. It is something completely else. Unfortunately, modern days have changed the meaning of pick-me's. It's really unfortunate. We should just stick with the original definition. But if people want to label me as a pick-me, whatever.
Yeah.
That's their prerogative.
Pick me. Moon. Is that
Sorry
all the
about it.
messages?
Oh, no. Hold on.
And I'm in agreement with Ban. See, the thing is that is confusing about men and women of today is there's a constant divide and a back and forth of traditional versus modern. You got people that want the traditional, you know what I'm saying, shit, but they don't live by those traditional values. Then you got the modern people that don't want to live modern, not 100%, because they want to throw in the past, men and women. I get that, factuals. But at the end of the day, it ain't really basing your relationship dynamics off of yesteryear or today. Make your own. That's the whole point. But people don't know how to step outside of the matrix and make their own relationships. People are too busy comparing and contrasting to some other shit. Focus on you, and you got it from there.
And unfortunately, most modern day women these days haven't a single clue what it means to be a true traditional woman. Um, they're looking for a man that provides for them a lot of the time, that maintains them, but they don't have what it takes to be reciprocative of what they receive because they are not traditional women. Um, a true traditional woman isn't even a feminist. She is submissive. She is um, submissive to the patriarchy, submissive to the so-called misogyny that feminists label traditional men as. A lot of women don't even know how to cook. Going off of what Miss Cheesecake was saying, most women these days order out, or they make something like from a box or like a frozen TV dinner. Most women don't even know how to sew these days. I mean, how many women can honestly say that they know how to hand sew a button back on a shirt? You know what I'm saying? Um, a lot of women, they look for that provider mindset, but they don't want to reciprocate that energy. They don't want to stay home and cook and clean. They want to hire someone to do that for them. They want that princess treatment that doesn't exist in a traditional home.
Well, what's funny is if Cheesecake mentioned the word courting, eliminate the word dating. We don't even use the word dating. Both of those words, if men were to come up and say, "How you doing? My name is Craig. I want to court you," they'd be like, "You get your corny ass stuff out of here." Even Michael B. Jordan was called corny. So women got these words
Hmm.
corny, lame, whack, sassy, moist. It's like we can't say nothing but look, Netflix and chill. That's all they understand.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody saying no word
Yep.
courting no more. Because those niggas are lame. Women said it. Don't get on the I'm just a messenger. We hear women say this all the time. They'll say in front of our face, we need a court. But then them same guys come up to you and try to court. Get your lame, boring ass out of here. So we don't do it. There's another contradiction. Women say what they want, but when you look in their history, they got Pookie Craig that just got out of jail with tattoos on their face with a teardrop staying on the corner. That's their history.
Damn. Nice.
My bad.
Nice. Nice.
And I will even
Nice.
say that a lot of modern men these days, unless they grow up in an old-fashioned traditional home and they learn how to be real men from these environments, a lot of men, modern men, they don't even know what a traditional man looks like. They're broken just as much as the modern woman is broken. Um, they don't even know how to be real men. A lot of modern men, touched by typically the first world. Um, in my experience, I have found the true definition of old-fashioned men that grow up in third world countries, okay? Second world countries. I have yet to find the true definition of a traditional man, old-fashioned traditional man. I have yet to find that in America. I'm just saying.
So my question to you, right quick,
Oh,
is that now she said she's in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, go ahead, G.
No, I'm just saying. She said
Oh yeah.
the young lady just said
That's
a few minutes ago that she was in a
I
relationship.
thought she did.
I thought did she say that? That I mean, like about 30 minutes
Yes.
ago that she was.
yeah, I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Hey, now
Yeah.
I got several things I want to say here. Um,
the only reason why I asked that a few minutes ago is because then what she just said a few minutes ago when
Contradictory.
yeah, I mean like
Yeah. That's who was that?
I mean I'm confused right now.
Yeah. Well, here's what I want to say.
Am I reading it right, y'all? I mean, y'all gotta tell me now,
Hey,
because I don't want to go no further with this if I'm wrong.
you got a thought, G? Say it.
Well, I need you guys to tell me because
Yeah, but yeah,
she
you heard they
said
say
she
she's
was
in
in
a
a
relationship.
relationship, but then she said
Yeah, I think this is
what she just said.
this is Moon, right?
That's Moon, right?
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So go ahead, G. What you got?
So what is the problem though?
G asked, "What is the problem?" And I want to say this. Ben hit it right on the head. You got modern women, but they want traditional men. They want protectors and providers in a society. Well, the problem, and then we find that Miss Cheesecake is 100%, Band is 100%, Moon is hitting it on the head. They're all making very good points. Uh, they want traditional men, yet most men now are being raised in single family household by their mothers, so they're not being raised with the fathers there, which is their father's fault, uh, and that's causing them to be feminine like their mothers, or masculine like their mothers, not knowing how to really be men. So we just got a messed up situation all around. Uh, if you think about it, so. Uh, But now, when we talk about men, I think the only one that can classify what a man is another man, not a woman. Women love to use the shaming. Females love to use the shaming tactic. Real men do this. Real men do that. What? How do you define what is a real man? Only a man can define what is a man. In my belief, is a woman can define what is a woman.
Yeah.
And uh, so I don't look to no woman to define what I am, because that's a shaming tactic. Real men would do this. Real men would do that. No, times have changed.
Yeah, time has changed. Hey, look, go ahead and spice that message up right quick.
Okay. All right.
Yo, Healing Moon hit that right on the nose. She said a true traditional woman cannot be a feminist. That's a contradiction with each other. That is the truth. So why do we got these women saying, I'm a feminist, but I'm traditional? How, Sway? How is that? That's like even a true Christian woman cannot be a feminist. What you gonna be a feminist Christian? That's what is he? That's like having a ham sandwich eating Muslim.
Right.
That's not supposed to go together. You know what I mean? But this is what we got in today. They're traditional and a feminist at the same time. How can that be?
I want to add a comment to Ban's comment about courting versus dating. This is one of the things I like about Islam. We don't do relationships and dating and, all of these things. That doesn't even exist in Islam. Those kinds of interactions are prohibited. It's forbidden. We only have courtship. That's it. Because the ultimate goal is marriage. The only acceptable relationship in Islam is marriage. So we definitely go heavy on the word courtship and the very definition of what courtship is. It is not dating. It is not what you see on Tinder and Hinge and Bumble. Like, it's nothing like that. Those interactions are nothing like that. It is the very definition of old-fashioned traditional courtship.
They were doing that once they get married.
Yeah, that was a joke. Any other thoughts?
So Healing Moon. I mean, one of your messages, your last message, you said that these modern men these days don't know how to be real men, and I can agree with you because in modern day time there are more fatherless homes. That there's no father in the home, especially in the black community. So you might got a point there. So if you got a point and most of these men don't know how to be true traditional real men, then why do women in general keep saying that they want us to get out the 1930s of traditional times and come to the modern future where there's no men being real men, or men don't know how to be real men in the modern time. So why do they want these men to come up to the modern time to not be real traditional men? Do that
To
make sense?
why?
So they want us to get our head out of the 1930s and come to the modern times where they won't like
Yeah,
us. But
yeah.
they like us back when we was 1930, but still ridicule us and tell us get out the 1930s. Something.
Is that all the messages?
I don't believe I ever said.
No, no, that's not all of them.
Okay, go right ahead, my brother. We listen. Go ahead. Let me check this out.
I think I lost it. It won't let me do it.
I don't believe I
I
ever
got it.
said in this particular podcast that you guys are doing that I was in a relationship. I don't think I ever said that. Um, I know I spoke about like how courtship goes in Islam. Um, but in terms of me being with someone, I don't think I ever mentioned something like
My
this.
bad. I
I will
apologize.
say that I am courting with someone currently. You know, it's going okay. You know, we've got our differences, but you know, we're trying to work through it.
Yeah,
But he is the definition of a old-fashioned traditional man. I will say this: he is definitely the definition of an old-fashioned traditional man. Um, and my traditional and his traditional are different. Like I'm learning that culturally, that we do have cultural differences.
All right, hold on. Let me catch the other one.
you got it.
No, I can't get it. It's not showing up now for some reason. Can you catch it?
Let me see.
I personally think in order for men and women to be traditionally raised in an old-fashioned sense, both parents definitely need to be in the picture, fulfilling those roles. Unfortunately, especially in the first world, we see way too many broken families.
Yeah,
Divorce is very high. A lot of the time, children are being raised by a one parent household with either the mother in and out of the child's life or the father in and out of the child's life. And also, let's say there's even two parents in the home. The two parents, both of them work. They're not paying attention to the child. The child is being raised by social media and by, you know, neighbors and people who don't have the same values as the parents. It's a mess.
You can catch the next one.
yes, sir.
Well, that's what's up, Healing Moon. I'm glad that in the Islamic culture, y'all definitely have courting in y'all culture because the whole object is to get married. So let's see what we have in our culture. We don't even have courting anymore. Dating is out of style. So dinner in a movie, that's corny and whack. When men used to say that, because women said it's corny and whack. So what do we have? We have sneaky links. We have friends with benefits. We have situationships. We have side chicks. We have open relationships, which means more than one people fucking. We have polyamory. We got all these creative relationships, except for the one that means, are you going to get married? That's like out of style in our culture. What is that? We already know the statistics. We had an all-time generational low in marriage and an all-time generational high in divorce. So see how all these type of relationships we got? The sneaky link. That's what we got. So I'm glad that in the Islamic culture y'all got something.
Is that all the messages?
I don't know. Mine froze up. I can't even see.
Yeah, we got all of them.
All right. This was a great topic.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
we're gonna go ahead and get everyone's final thought so we can close out. Maybe we can do a part two to this topic later in the future.
Uh,
So,
J,
who wants to go
JP's
first?
in JP stepped out, so I think dog, you go
Well, let's
first,
wait.
but yeah, we can wait for a second.
Yeah, we can wait.
Yeah, I
Um,
love the topic. Go ahead.
hmm No, I was just gonna say, we appreciate everyone that's listening, everyone that will be listening later on. You want to check out our website, is Run and Tell That Podcast on podium.com. You can listen to past episodes. If you want to listen to this episode, it'll be uploaded sometime tonight. And you can comment, you can read our blog, all type of stuff. So
Yes, sir. And once again, I want to tell the listener, thank you.
thank you.
Yep.
All
JP
right.
walking out right now. All right. Go ahead.
Hey, this, hey,
Yeah.
this is JP. And my final thought is this. Me and the guys are here to entertain, to educate, and to have a good time. And we want you to have a good time. We're not here to offend anyone or hurt anyone's feelings. We think that the topic tonight was a great topic, and there is a divide between the black man and the black woman. Regardless of what anybody says, where I mean, there's a rift there, and it shouldn't be there. We need each other, and that's why you would not hear black men say we don't need our women. We need all women. We love all queens. Uh, and so the topic was a good topic, and we have been truthful in the fact that what we want in our women. A lot of times it's amazing, and I got to hurry up. A lot of times we're telling what we want in women. I talk to guys all the time. I talk to a lot of guys, having issues, younger guys that come to me, and but yet they would tell their woman, and it's like she still would rather take what another woman say instead of what he said. If a black man tell you this is what I want, this is what I expect, you you listen to him. Don't take the advice of another woman because she don't know. We're men, you're women, and we're wired totally different.
That's right.
So just listen to your. If you got a good man, listen to him. If he tell you this is what I like, this is what I don't like, listen. If you got a good woman,
That's right.
as Gerard pointed out, be balanced in it. If you got a good woman, listen to her. If she tell you this is what I want, this is what I don't, listen to her. And on that, I'm gonna let G Man have these.
Yeah. The only thing I got two. So always remember that the ball will not always
Mm,
dribble your way. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
That's for man
Mm-hmm.
and woman. And the second
That's
one
a
I
good
got
final
right
thought
there.
because I understand it. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
And the
Appreciate it.
second one that I got right there is that remember that every single thing that we do is temporary.
yes,
Look, everything that you own in this life is temporary.
yes.
You're gonna pass away. You can't take your house, your car, your job,
No money.
even your six figure, your whatever.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying in general, just remember everything is temporary.
yes, sir.
Bro, you want to play that message before you do yours?
I can't even see it. My joint still froze. I can't even
Okay.
get to
Well,
it.
let me play it.
Oh, I'm sorry, gentlemen. And Healing Moon, I forgot another relationship we have that y'all probably don't have in y'all Islamic culture. I forgot one. The wifey. What is the
Oh
wifey?
Lord.
Can you be my wifey? That
Oh,
means that you're a
baby.
wife, but you're not a wife. You didn't get
That's right,
married,
brother.
but you're still a wife. You're not a wife, you're a wifey.
That's right.
A
No.
wifey is a
No.
half step down from a real wife. I guess that's close
Mm-hmm.
enough in our culture that you're a wifey. Can you be my wifey? Yeah, we got that. Yep. That doesn't lead to marriage, but I guess it's better off being some type of wife than nothing. But I'm sure y'all don't have that in your
Mm.
culture, Healing Moon.
Okay, bro.
Bro, you ready?
Oh my bad. Yeah. I was sitting there. I was sitting there jamming off to what
You good?
when he said it. I was like, I remember that shit.
Bro,
Mm-hmm.
got it's your turn.
I say to piggyback off my bro. That is, even though you see the brake lights under them street lights, It doesn't mean that you can just drive the car straight into the garage.
All right. You got another one? Might as well.
That
Hmm?
hey, that mean you got a go kart going in there. One more, brother.
No, you got one more.
Sometimes when you sit still, you can see those autumn leaves that drop,
Oh Lord.
but the rain, but the rain sits still, like the license plate.
Go ahead, Ronald.
All right. We appreciate it. All right.
Yes,
Like
sir.
we said before, we appreciate everyone that listened, that left messages. Um,
Thank you.
we
Yeah.
appreciate everyone that be listening later
Yes, we
on.
do.
Um, my final thought, basically, it's not for the person, the
Go ahead,
topic,
big
but
brother.
but it's for the women that want to know what, you know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, my brother.
That they still have a chance.
Yeah.
Think
You
about
got
it.
more experience than the rest
Madonna,
of them.
Madonna is 66 and her boyfriend is 31.
Mm-hmm.
Cher is 79 and her
Yes.
boyfriend is 38.
That's right.
Ladies, if you're still single, just relax. Your
Yes.
boyfriend, he isn't even born yet. That's my final thought.
I like that. Oh, you mad? You mad, cat?
Why they left? They left in mid. They left. All right. Well, this was another episode for Run Tell That podcast. We're out.
So Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.